Recently I've been talking to young kids, to young workers in high schools, exactly like you. I'm trying to encourage kids to ask more questions. I know it's tough to find a job. I know it's a full-time job, just getting a job. But there are more questions than how much am I going to make and how many hours do I get to work this week? There are a few more important questions, such as, has there been any turnover in this job that I am going to now start? And why has the turnover occurred? Why am I getting such a great opportunity? Will there be any equipment that I have to work on that I'm not familiar with? Will I be replacing somebody who's been in the job for a long period of time, knows the job well, and has to go on summer holidays? Will I be replacing that person? And will I get the training, will I get the supervision to go along with that job? Those are pretty simple questions, and I know it's sometimes difficult to ask them, but you guys are the smartest generation. I'm a business owner myself, and I respect this generation coming up. I know that they're very bright, computer-based, and quick. It's okay to ask those questions. It's okay to ask the employer those simple questions. I tell you that right now because Dave would not have asked those questions. I told Dave that he had a job, that he would go down and do that job. Dave was the kind of good kid, as all you probably know him. Dave was the kind of kid who would never ask. He just did the job. On February 11th of this year, David was killed on a large industrial mixer in a local bakery. It was only his second day on the job. My wife and I, and David's two sisters, Marissa and Jessica, and his little brother Caleb, many of you might know, desperately miss David every minute of the day. We cannot believe, even to this point, how it could ever have happened.
I'm Marissa Ellis. I'm Dave's sister. We just got along really well, and it's hard because he was like my best friend. He took care of me, and he watched out for me, and we did everything together. So it's hard to lose him, and let alone he's my brother. He's in the same house as me, so I miss him terribly. He was just the perfect brother.
If you like music, David loved music. He was a lead guitar player, played drums, even played some piano. He used to come home from school and he'd wail away on the drums for an hour and play the guitar for half an hour. And he played it loud and he played it often. He and his friend Steve had a small group. They called themselves Numb. They were on their way to touring southwestern Ontario.
Well, my sister, she's the oldest, so for her to lose her younger brother, they were also very close, and they would jam together with the guitars and drums and whatnot. So our house is very musical, so she definitely misses him, and I think it's the hardest for my youngest brother because it was his role model. He was his big brother. He does exactly the same things that he did, and he was the perfect example for younger brother Caleb. And I think Caleb's taking it the best. He just trusts that Dave's in heaven.
If you like sports, and I know there are a lot of people here in this crowd that love sports. Dave loves sports. As a young guy, he loved playing baseball. He played center field and he played left field for his rep hardball team. Batted left-handed, threw right-handed, had great hands, quick feet. Just loved being with the rest of the guys out playing.
We had a lot of good times together. He's a really positive guy, and he's the kind of guy you could never really get mad at because he was so positive, and he was just really encouraging. I learned a lot from him. Just the way he lived. It was the hardest thing I've ever been through, just because, I'd never lost anyone in my life, and for it to be a really good friend, someone who's only 18 years old, it was really tough.